Disney Channel.
What's this podcast called?
Stepsister from Planet Weird.
Podcast from Planet Weird.
Oh, Luck of the Irish. More like freak me in the eyeballs.
I love this movie.
No!
I told you not to bring up prom in this episode.
Oh, you want to talk about prom, mama? Drama-ka-flama, baby. I was nominated for winner of
God damn it.
Hello, everyone. This was not planned.
No, this wasn't. This was pure happenstance. I told Sarah walked in. She didn't ring my doorbell. She didn't send me a text. She just walked into my house. I don't know how she got in. First of all,
Because I figured,
scared.
I figured one, you'd see me in the driveway, or two, I was like,
I'm on.
well, I was like, most of your family's gone, so
You think you own this house? You think you can just walk into my home?
I was
Yeah.
let in.
Shut up.
Get her.
Shut the fuck
So anyway, Sarah walks up to my door and I'm like, oh, wearing this. And then I go, can you believe? Because I had pulled this out. I should stay here instead of casting a shadow on my face. I pulled this shirt out because I was like, oh, what's Very Teacher's Petty? 666 the devil. So
okay, sure.
I wore my fear shirt.
For those that are audio only and don't have the Patreon video, first of all, what are you doing? If you pay $5, you can get these, video versions of the podcast.
True.
Second of all, we're both wearing red basketball jerseys, not of sports teams, but of bands.
Oh, yours is a Newfound Glory.
Yeah, mine's Newfound Glory. Yours is Stand Atlantic. I almost wore that one because at first I couldn't find this, and I have the black and the blue one. But then I found this, luckily. So.
And isn't that just a coincidence that we're both wearing red?
Isn't that just funny?
Isn't that just crazy?
Anyways, welcome back to Podcast from Planet Weird. This is episode, I don't even
3.
remember. It's like 280 something. Let me look at my note. Let me just...
Mama, let's research.
When people would lick their fingers.
Why?
Around the page.
Why? What does that do?
284. This is episode 284. We're talking about teacher's pet today. Because the theme this month is back to school.
Yeah.
News to me, this movie takes place in the summer. I didn't know. Did
well,
you know that?
No. Okay. I know this movie purely based on the trailers that would air on Disney Channel.
I just know the song that Christy Carlson Romano would
Teacher's
sing.
pet.
Yeah.
I want to be a teacher's pet. Because the whole trailer it's just the first 10 minutes of the movie.
Mm.
Like, do you remember the trailer at all?
Mm-mm.
At least to me, it was just the first 10 minutes of the movie, which are literally just nonsense. It's just musical. But, like, they didn't explain the plot. I didn't know anything about some mad scientist. I didn't know about the devil. I didn't know about the sexy man dog.
I didn't know there was a show. I literally just knew the song. And I thought, what a fun little song.
I said, Christy Carlson Romano really just did this movie, huh?
Yeah. But we'll talk about that in a minute. First, let's catch up. So we're recording this early on in the month, but it's airing mid-September.
So what do you think you'd be doing by now?
Gearing up for Halloween.
Interesting.
I'm planning, activities for the kids, and I'm like, we're gonna paint little pumpkins. Are we allowed to carve pumpkins? I don't know, but we're gonna do it, and we're gonna find out.
Your whole budget's gonna go on those pumpkins.
We're gonna find out. You and me are gonna have to drive to the store
and pick up 20
just like
pumpkins.
in college, when 2 people would have to go and get the pumpkins for the dorms.
Oh god, it was so much effort for so
Anyways.
little return.
Oh, you know what we can talk about?
Maybe you should do DIY Halloween decor upgrades. I've been really into decor upgrades from YouTube.
What do you mean?
Like, they buy decorations from Spirit Halloween that maybe aren't the best.
Why would they not be the best if they're at Spirit?
They're great, but they just make them look better.
Okay, these kids are 7. They don't have Spirit Halloween money.
So one of them does.
Okay. So the 31 Nights of Halloween schedule for Freeform came out.
How many times is it Shrek?
Well, you and I comment on this every year, so I figured once again, even though it'll be out, this will have been old news by the time this episode drops. Let's just talk about it, because I know last year, my main issues were 1, Alien. Aliens. Sorry, the second Aliens movie. That does not belong on the list. 2, they didn't have Beetlejuice.
No.
I think they didn't have the rights to it or something.
Rest in peace.
This year, so obviously we're going to get a lot of Hocus Pocus because Hocus Pocus 2 is coming out on Disney.
And it's a staple.
Plus.
It's a staple for ABC Family that they air it like every day.
You know they're gonna air that
As
one a
per
lot.
you, sending me the daily snap of...
Yeah. So you know they're going to air that one a lot. So they kick it off October 1st. We got Hocus Pocus and Beetlejuice. So that's good. They got Beetlejuice back.
Yeah.
Because that feels like a staple. I see Ghostbusters 2016.
Girls.
Which, yes, is the girls one. I really like that one.
But the Ghostbusters can't be women!
The original Ghostbusters, honestly, garbage movie.
I saw it recently and I'm like, this is kind of bad.
Yeah.
Like, I'm like, this is like, whatever.
It's like, let's calm down. Let's stop acting like that's a good movie.
It wasn't like, yeah.
The freeform premiere of the Buffy the Vampire Slayer movie. That's fun. No, you would like that movie because it's campy. It's just fun. Like Paul Rubens, who is in Teacher's Pet, actually does a voice in Teacher's Pet. Paul Rubens, Pee Wee Herman plays a vampire. You have David Arquette playing a vampire.
Is it very like the Brady Bunch movie where it's like cameos, but they're like weird cameos, and you're like, ah?
No.
Oh.
It was just like some of them, you know, their first roles. Rest in peace, Luke Perry. He plays like I just love this scene where I think David Arquette was his friend and got turned into a vampire, and he's like floating outside of his window. And that deer statue, I thought it was real.
Oh, I was like, what?
I thought it was a dog. But there's a scene where like he's floating and David Arquette's trying to like be like, come on, let me in, or like I'm still the same guy, and like Luke Perry's just like, you're floating in midair. Like,
oh my god,
it's fun, it's self-aware, it's a fun campy film.
Okay, cool.
They also have the original Ghostbusters and Ghostbusters 2, whatever. Maleficent, Simpsons Treehouse of Horror.
Great.
October 6th, we have Halloween Town and Halloween Town 2
Iconic.
back to back. That's
Ooh.
great. Family Guy Halloween episodes.
Great.
Sure. That seems weird to me, but okay. Maleficent 2.
Wow, Mistress of Evil.
Then we have October 9th and 10th, some freeform premieres of Get Out, the 2018 Halloween film, A Quiet Place, and Happy Death Day 1 and 2.
These horrors they said last year was a flop. Last year we flopped so hard. Let's make it better. I'm sweating.
They said no more aliens.
They said no one liked it, but you know what?
No
People
more
will
Monsters University.
People will like Jordan Peele. People will like
Emily Blunt.
People will like
the blonde from Happy Death Day.
Iconic. I watched the first Happy Death Day. So good. She's the one. She's in La La Land in that scene with the girls. Is she one of the girls?
She's in the best song. The song where I was like, yes, this is the movie, and then they never.
And then it was
again.
never the movie.
They never showed up again. Yes, she's one of the girls in there.
Oh my god.
Hotel Transylvania movies, Corpse Bride, Nightmare Before Christmas.
Okay,
Yeah.
It was just the loop.
Oh, then they are doing Monsters Inc. and Monsters University. Sure.
Okay, but also Halloween 2018. Pop off.
That's a rated R film.
They.
So if you're awake at 9:25 p.m., you get to see Halloween 2018.
See it at a PG-13 rating. See what happens.
And then we have the Haunted Mansion they're showing, which is good. Like, at least they're actually showing that one.
Diversify.
And then just like repeats of everything else. So a lot of people are complaining because there's no Addams Families. And you know what? Apparently, I think Paramount has the rights to it right now. I don't. Well,
it's on Paramount Plus. So.
Yeah, like I think they just can't get it this year. So.
And they're having the whole like new research, like the new reboot of the Addams Family. So they're probably just trying to hold back everything so the new movie seems fresh. You know what I mean? And they have the Wednesday show coming out. So
someone said, "You guys actually listened this year." And then Freeform said, "I'm a great listener, fam." Calm down, Brand.
What is up with all these like corporations being like social media teams? You can just do whatever you want.
I actually do really like Freeform as a social media. They post a lot about like like queer things.
About the Wilds being canceled.
No, but they've also like queer things or just like news you should know about.
Is that Little Nas X?
Yeah, like that's what I mean is like all the time I'll see them post something like queer rights, trans rights or something, and then people in the comments will be like, why are you posting this on here? And I go and I say, thank you, Freeform. Just so they know to keep doing what they're doing.
Because companies can say whatever the fuck they want. The same as people.
Anyways, so that's the deal with that.
Wow, that's the buzz on Maggie.
That's the buzz on Maggie. That's so interesting. Speaking of next month, we'll just go ahead and tell you our movies right now. So obviously not as many as usual because we're bi-weekly now, but still 3.
Because we're bi.
Count them 3. Happy Bi-Visibility Month.
Wow.
Bi-weekly. We'll be doing 3 regular episodes, so that will be...
You guys are so lucky.
Under Wraps 2.
Ooh.
Which we're technically going to upload that on September 30th. Just pretend it's already October for that
I mean,
one.
the next day is October,
Yeah.
so like...
Under Wraps 2, which it's on Disney Channel, and then I believe it uploads on Disney Plus on the 30th. And then Paranorman in the middle of the month, because who doesn't love Paranorman? And then we will close out the month
with the iconic, the highly anticipated, the maybe it's gonna be shit.
Yeah, we don't know.
We don't know. Hocus Pocus. Do.
Yes. So that is the schedule for that. And then over on Patreon, I went ahead and made a list of all the Disney shows. Obviously, this month our bonus episodes are about Flash Forward.
Wild show. Show.
So if you want to hear us talk about the first ever Disney show, go and sign up for Patreon. But next month, we will be talking about the second Disney show.
PB&J Otter.
You wish. I was debating whether to include like Playhouse Disney ones. But we'll be talking about the famous Jet Jackson.
I never saw it.
As long as there's episodes on YouTube, I think there is.
Hello, it is Editing Sarah here to make a correction. Next month for Patreon, we thought we were going to do Famous Jet Jackson because we thought that Bug Juice was not to be found on the internet, like the pilot. We thought we couldn't find it, blah, blah, blah. A hero, our Twitter follower, DM'd us and said, hey, I have every episode on a Google Drive, so here you go, here's the link. So God bless. We will be putting that link, either putting the link to the Google Drive or like uploading the episodes that we talk about of Bug Juice, like the pilot of Bug Juice and the other one, to our YouTube. Just if you're a patron, you'll find out. But anyways, not Jet Jackson next month. That'll be November. Bug Juice first. So if you're a patron, look forward to that. Look forward to us talking about Bug Juice. Otherwise, sign up for Patreon. You can hear us talk about Bug Juice. That's next month on Patreon. And now we will continue with the rest of the episode.
I think we can talk about like some Playhouse Disney shows that like we can do like a very special episode.
Just about Playhouse Disney.
Stuff that we remember, like what we watched.
Sure.
And y'all can get along. Y'all can come on in. Y'all can talk about it.
Anyways, let's go ahead and dive into Teacher's Pet.
Teacher's Pet.
Teacher's Pet. I wanna be Teacher's Pet.
Teacher's Pet is a 2004 American animated musical comedy film based on the 2000 television series of the same name created by artist Gary Baseman.
The show, I think, ran from 2000 to 2003, but I think different sources say differently. Some say 2003 on Disney Plus. Others say 2005, and that's on IMDb.
So, according to Wikipedia, the original release for the show was September 2000, and then May 2002.
Was its last show?
Yeah, so it originally ran on ABC. And
so what's the truth?
And then they brought it over to Toon Disney. Remember her?
We do.
I love Toon Disney. I was always jealous of because I didn't get those digital cable channels until like high school. So whenever I would go over to a friend's house and they had like Toon Disney.
Well, it was always like
I was like,
if you had a satellite, like it would always be like, okay, cool, you get like, you know, Nickelodeon, Cartoon Network, and Disney Channel. Obviously, those are like part of the package. But you don't get like the off-brand channels. Like you don't get Toon Disney. You don't get. I got Boomerang, but you don't get like Teen Nick.
Let me tell you something.
I got what was Jetix.
Yes. Well, Toon Disney, I believe, turned into Jetix, didn't it?
And
or maybe
then,
they just had a Jetix block on there or something.
Wait, it was Toon Disney, then Jetix, then Disney XD, RAR?
I think, yeah.
Oh, so I came in when there was Jetix.
I was just always jealous of Toon Disney, Boomerang. Like, my grandma had digital cable.
The laugh on Boomerang. Yeah.
When I in like junior high, when I would go over to my grandma's in the summer, we would hang out
because grandma only exists in the summertime.
We would hang out, do volunteer work together, get my service learning hours.
Oh, okay. I was like, what? Why were you volunteering?
Just for pleasure,
for the benefit,
so I can get that seal on my diploma.
The seal that did nothing for no one.
But yeah, I would watch Boomerang in the morning, my cartoons, my Huckleberry Hound, my Pink Panther, my Yogi Bear, even Captain Caveman, okay?
Oh, God.
And then I would watch The N. At the time, it was The N, and then it turned into Teen Nick. But The N would have those reruns. It would have, like, The Amanda Show, Drake and Josh, like, Unfabulous those. But, of course... we know it, we love it. It had Degrassi. So I would watch it at my grandma's house, and like I was just thinking, because I just got back into Degrassi, finished
season
all the way
3,
through,
6, and 7.
So now I'm ready for the HBO Max reboot whenever that comes out. But I would have to watch, because we didn't have digital cable. I would have to watch on the-n.com. The-n.com, which doesn't exist anymore.
That's how I watched Legend of Korra. Because I was like, well, it's not airing on TV, so I have to go to fucking nick.com to stream it.
Go on there with my headphones, like in middle school, just sitting there at the laptop watching it, and then like listening to the podcasts that were like behind the scenes info, watching the minis and everything. And I was like, wow. And then I finally got the N or Teen Nick or whatever in high school. And then I was like, oh my God, it's on a big screen.
You said, I'm rich.
I know, wow. Anyways, What were we talking about? Teacher's Pet. So yes, it was a show first, but like news to me.
I had never heard, I thought, like, because you had thought that it was the pilot.
I didn't know
like
which,
a pilot
which came
for
first,
the
movie or show.
Yeah. Because I feel like a lot of, like, cartoon shows would do that, where it'd be like, here's a movie. Oh, people liked it so much. Here's a show. You know what I mean? Like Jimmy Neutron. Jimmy Neutron was first a movie. Mm-hmm. And then they were like, it's a show now. It's a pilot.
I'm just saying that they didn't promote this very well. Because
they promoted it fucking well on Disney Channel. I'll tell you what. Because every day...
Well, yeah, the song. But like, I didn't know the show. They didn't promote the show.
Oh, no. The show was a fucking an enigma.
Because I watched...
It's one of those shows that I think aired like Mike, Lou, and Og. Like, just like at random hours.
Because it says it aired on ABC, because ABC had like their one Saturday morning where it'd be like Recess and Pepper Ann and Disney's Doug and apparently this, and then that switched to ABC Kids. Mm-hmm. And remember, ABC Kids became reruns of Emperor's New School, That's So Raven, Sweet Life, and Hannah Montana, and it was always the same fucking episodes. Do you know how many times I've seen the Hannah Montana episode where she meets the Queen? They always air that on ABC Kids. Why?
I can't remember. I think the That's So Raven one was always the Stinky Cheese episode.
Maybe. I think they also aired Lilo and Stitch the series.
But why did it all feel so weird on that channel? Like, you would go to Disney Channel and watch those shows and it's like, oh, this looks great. And then you would go to ABC Family.
It was just ABC.
Or ABC whatever. And then it would look crusty. Like, it would feel crusty to watch it on there. Did you not get that?
No, I mean, I was watching ABC Kids. I would wake up on Saturday morning and watch it on my box TV in my room, flip to channel 15. So it was always going to look bad on that. It's not like I had a flat screen.
That's true.
So, Anyways, so there was a show and then there was a movie. And it's created by artist Gary Baseman. And Gary Baseman, let me tell you something.
Not to be confused with Gary Busey.
No, thank God. Is he the one, or because it was the art is the same people that do Cranium. You know the board game Cranium?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Because it looks crusty.
It's the same art style, which I love. I loved Cranium.
Remember when we played Cranium one night?
No.
But it was bad.
No, I don't remember that. But it's just interesting because I was like, how did I never put that together till I read it on here? Like,
well,
of course, that's the Cranium artist.
Well, I just remember, I think Disney had a thing where it's like, learn how to draw Scott from Teacher's Pet. Like the same way like Nick eventually did like, you know, former person name here. And they would be like, learn how to draw Cosmo and Wanda. And so I would literally, you know how many times I drew Teacher's Pet?
No, I don't.
An aggressive
Tell
amount.
me.
There's like pieces of paper that I think I might have stored that are just the face of fucking Scott. Scott, the dog
Wow.
human boy.
Well, the director of the movie is also the director of the series, which is Timothy Bjorklund, who has directed episodes of Rocko's Modern Life, Teacher's Pet, Brandy and Mr. Whiskers. Also has worked on Phineas and Ferb, SpongeBob SquarePants movie. Was an animator for Who Framed Roger Rabbit.
Oh, okay. So he's credible.
A lot of good credits. And then the series creators were Bill and Sherry Steinkellner, who also wrote the musical version of Sister Act. So
Isn't Sister Act a musical?
yeah, but like on the stage.
Like a stage
The
musical.
stage
Got it,
musical.
on the stage.
So the movie Teacher's Pet serves as the series finale of the show and ends its central storyline. The film was released theatrically on January 16th, 2004. The budget was $10 million. What do you think the box office was?
I think it got like 30 million.
Okay. That is so generous.
Oh, God.
Because who saw this?
Apparently, a good amount of people based on IMDb.
Okay, well, did you take the dates on that? Because that's probably from Disney Plus.
Oh, no.
Because the box office was $6.5 million. It was a flop. She flopped. It got mostly positive reviews, but she flopped.
Why didn't it...
Who saw this?
This could have been just like a decom.
It just...
They were really ambitious.
Anyways, the film was animated at Walt Disney TV Animation. On its story, instead of telling the original Pokemon Pinocchio story, the filmmakers thought of putting a little twist on the tale, which relates to the theme of the movie.
A little twist.
Be careful what you wish for.
There was literally nothing to be careful. He became hot.
Nathan Lane returns to reprise his role as Spot Helperman / Scott Ledreddy II after working on the Mel Brooks Broadway musical The Producers.
Who is this?
Nathan Lane, gay icon.
Show me him.
You know Nathan Lane?
Oh, okay, yeah.
He's also Timon. He was in The Producers.
He was in that gay movie where he had to play with the non-gay guy. William?
Robin Williams
Yeah.
is in The Birdcage. Isn't he also in Mouse Hunt?
Yes.
He is, right?
I love him. I've always wanted to watch that Robin Williams movie.
I watched it.
Is it bad?
I've noticed a pattern of a lot of cis-het people say they like it. And I watched it, and like I don't think I've heard queer people say that they like it. Because the whole point is Robin Williams' son in the movie is asking his dad and his partner to pretend to be straight when they meet his fiance's parents. Because they're homophobic.
What, two
and I
straight
feel like
guys just... what?
it's two... Yeah.
Like they're friends?
Yeah, acting like they're just friends. Or roommates or something.
So what, reverse,
So
I pronounce you Chuck and Larry?
Yeah, it's like a weird movie where it's like, okay, this son's an asshole who's making his dad and his partner just like
Be
go
closeted.
through trauma, and it's like queer people, like I feel like queer people are just like, this is bringing up too much for me. It's like,
But you know straight people love it because it's like...
they're like,
guys.
oh, this is so funny.
Or it's like, oh my god, we learned so much to like, not do this.
To not be like that.
Oh my god.
I just got so frustrated during it, but watch it and tell me your thoughts.
I don't want to. I didn't like Dead Poet Society.
Which is not similar at all.
It's not similar at all, but it would get me pissed off.
So Nathan Lane is playing Spot/Scott. Sean Fleming plays Leonard. And he also voiced Jim and Tim on Kim Possible.
Icon.
Deborah Jo Rupp plays the mom.
Who is she?
She's from That 70s Show. She plays Kitty.
Yes, okay, that's what I thought. I was like, is this Kitty? Because I almost heard her little, like nervous laugh that she does.
Mm-hmm. America's favorite celebrity conservative, Kelsey Grammer, plays Dr. Ivan Crank.
Okay.
We have Jerry Stiller playing Pretty Boy. Rest in peace, Jerry Stiller.
Rest in peace, Pretty Boy.
Mr. Jolly is played by David Ogden Stiers. I don't know who that is.
The cat?
He was on MASH. Oh, he played Jumba in Lilo and Stitch.
Okay, Jumba.
Oh, yeah, we looked him up, I think, when we did that movie. We found out he died. Rest in peace. Paul Rubens plays Dennis. Megan Mullally plays Adele. Who's Adele?
Adele is the mosquito lady. Who is Megan?
Oh, okay. Megan Mullally is from Will and Grace.
Oh.
She's Karen on Will and Grace.
Does she play, is she on Bob's Burgers?
Probably.
I want to say she's the aunt.
And
like Linda's sister.
It says she's on Bob's Burgers.
Yes! Okay, cool.
Wallace Shawn, Rex from Toy Story, plays the principal. Rob Paulson, who is the voice of so many people, including Carl Weezer, is Ian. Estelle Harris, rest in peace, plays Mrs. Boogan.
So this cast is like
a lot of people. Mae Whitman plays Leslie Dunkling. Don't remember who that is, but I love
Leslie Dunkling.
I love Mae Whitman.
Who? What? Go back.
Leslie Dunkling. Is that like a friend? Who's that?
I think that might be one of like the school kids.
Yeah,
at the very beginning.
Anyways, so news to me when I watched it in like 5 minutes in. This is a musical. I
mean, I knew that it had a musical number. I didn't know that it was going to be like musical.
Sung through, their burst into song. News to me, I did not expect that.
I do like though, and we'll get into this, how like some of the songs are like diegetic, where it's like, what just happened? Like they'll talk about like, why are we singing? Or like, what's happening right now? Mm-hmm. Like they're aware.
Okay, trivia for this film, as you and I were talking about, Christy Carlson Romano. So she sings the song Teacher's Pet, which is a cover of the Doris Day song Teacher's Pet. But I guess, okay, so there was a Doris Day movie called Teacher's Pet, where that song is from. And they're just saying that this has no reference to that movie. That song, you listen to it, horny song. Listen to those lyrics.
Because it's like, I want to
be cuddled and huddled. It's a horny song. And I'm like,
is that like,
they didn't change these lyrics?
Isn't there a song called Hot for Teacher?
Yes, there is. It's still a bop though. I went back and watched the little music video she did. Mm-hmm. But I am like, why is this like this? But it plays at the end of the movie, end credits.
Cool.
So there's that.
I thought it was, no doubt. I thought it, and then I told you, is that Christina Aguilera? Because I forgot who the people are.
The film's movie poster is a parody of the re-release poster for Disney's Pinocchio.
Cool.
Nathan Lane holds the last note of "I Gotta Be a Boy" for 17 seconds. Good for him.
Me too, bitch. The fuck.
I held it for 25 when I was watching at home, but okay.
When I go to karaoke and I sing, oh yes, oh yes, oh yes, oh yes. That,
God. Yeah,
that long one, I hold it out.
You do hold that for a long time.
I know it's long.
The film was originally going to end on a less final note, with Spot giving up trying to literally transform into a human, but still maintaining his Scott identity. The film instead ends with Spot giving no indication that he'll do anything other than be a regular dog.
And I think that's a waste of brain. Like, come on, you're a genius. You're a genius level dog. Like, what? Also, he was hot as a person.
No, he was not. But watching it, I was like, Juan's gonna say he was attracted to this human dog guy. So do you have any history with this? Have you seen this movie before?
No, I have never seen this movie. I just remember literally the trailer. I remember wanting to watch this movie. Because I was like, I can draw Scott, which means I can, I don't know what was my interest with this. Maybe it was just the song. Maybe it was just the fact that all the characters looked ugly.
Maybe it was that I loved Cranium.
Maybe I was a little Cranium freak. I don't know. I just had never seen it. How about you?
My history with this movie is that I knew the song.
I think that's everyone's history. I don't think anyone actually saw this.
Nope, and I definitely didn't know there was a show. But yeah, I love Cranium. So I liked the animation.
I love Cranium. It's a great game.
It is a fun game. It combines all the elements of those other games.
You got your
Sculpting, your charades, your drawing.
What kind of sculpting game?
It came with clay.
I know, but what kind of games are sculpting?
Well, like Cranium is like Taboo and like all of these other games like put together. No,
wasn't it one time that we were? You said you don't remember this, but I think so, I think we were playing with Christian, and he was like, "You love birds. You should know this answer." I'm like, "I don't fucking know."
Oh, I do recall that. Anyways, so this movie starts out. I thought this was really cool. This like old school,
when you wish upon,
this Walt Disney Pictures introduction with like they drew in the castle and they have When You Wish Upon a Star, and so I'm like, did I click on the right movie? What
the hell?
And yeah, it turns out
it's Spot watching the re-release of Pinocchio. And I just wrote, I love these ugly character models, like the ugly Pinocchio and the way it's so, this show should not have been on Disney. This is like a Cartoon Network, Nickelodeon. Ugly.
Like the Cramp Twins?
Yeah, this is like ugly style. Oh, the Cramp Twins. You're sick.
Remember that?
Yes.
Yeah. I liked the style.
I did too. It's very Doug.
It's just unique.
Yeah. It's like back in the early 2000s, no one gave a shit about like, this is a person, so they have to look like a person. It's like, this is a person. He's fucking yellow and green.
This kid is not just a white kid. He's white.
He is, some may say, a corpse.
Snow White, baby. So yeah, it ends up being then that it was all a dream. Not only was the Pinocchio thing a dream, but him watching Pinocchio was also a dream. Because he wakes up from the bird.
Our good old Republican man.
Which, one of them is Mr. Jolly.
Mr. Jolly is the cat, and then we have the bird, which I don't know their name.
I wrote it down somewhere, but we'll get to it. Oh, Pretty Boy.
Pretty Boy.
Love that. So then we have the first song of the movie, I Want to Be a Boy.
I want to be a boy. That lives in my head, because that was the trailer.
I think the theme song was also I Want to Be a Boy. So maybe like a shortened version of that. I know it was called I Want to Be a Boy.
Interesting, okay.
So maybe they had elements of that from the theme song.
If I were a boy.
Beyonce stole that.
She saw this and was like, I can do it better. Watch.
Yes. So then it's the last day of school again. Who knew this was a summer movie? You would think it was a school film.
Yeah. Well, also we forgot to, I wanted to mention this, but like the Blue Fairy, because it becomes a dream sequence when she comes out of the TV, just like fucking Sadako from The Ring, just It's scary.
So Leonard is Spot's owner, his master, and Leonard's mom is the teacher.
I didn't know that. So, because there's that part after the whole musical number, where like the mom hugs a bunch of the students, and he goes, "I told you no hugging at school." It's like, damn, this kid's a bitch.
Yeah, it's his mom.
Yeah, I didn't know that it was his mom, so I was like, damn, this kid's fucking rude.
And then we have Ian, the hacker boy, who was like, after I hack into Buckingham Palace, blah, blah. I was like, ooh, I love him.
He's a little nasty freak.
I just thought that they had this weird hacker character. And then he ends up paying off in the end. Like, he comes back.
Yeah, he's a little nasty freak.
Didn't know. So the whole plot here is that Leonard's mom is nominated for Teacher of the Year, and the finals are in Florida.
Yeah, the award is called NEATO.
NEATO, N-E-A-T-O,
acronym.
And so, you know, Spot is like, oh my god, like, we're gonna go to Florida, but the principal says no dogs allowed.
Because I guess in the show, the principal just, like, the whole contention in the show is, like, the principal's a cat person, they hate dogs, there's a dog at the school, so there's, like, you know,
but no one knows.
Shenanigans.
The whole premise is that this dog is so smart that he wants an education.
Yeah.
He wants to go to school.
This is my gym partner's a monkey.
Yeah,
reverse.
Yeah. So he dresses up as a human, and everyone else just doesn't question it.
Well, because I mean, everyone there is like blue and green.
Blue and, yeah.
So he's
sense.
blue.
It makes sense.
And like at the beginning, when I Want to Be a Boy is about to start, he says tail tucked, ears in hat,
drag.
He has that shit tucked between his
Wait,
his butt
so
cheeks.
all the animals can talk? Because Pretty Boy, Mr. Jolly.
I don't know.
I think they.
We only really get Pretty Boy and Mr. Jolly, and then
those weird hybrid animal human.
Yeah, but because they're like human now.
Yeah. Interesting.
So I don't know if all the animals can talk. Because the 3 strays that they bring in later don't say a word.
That's true. But was it because they're just little babies and they can't talk yet?
Wow.
Who's to say?
Wow.
Anyways, so Leonard, we have him leaving for Florida, and Spot's like, "Don't leave me."
Yeah, because because what did he say? Like 2 weeks for you is 14 weeks for me.
Yeah.
Also, who is that diva that walks into the classroom when the principal's like, and you get to okay? Because by the way, Spot can't go because the principal doesn't want dogs on his what is essentially a Winnebago, and that's what they're called.
Yes, a Vanawago or something.
Yeah, a Wanawang. They probably didn't want to say a
brand,
a Winnebago, because they would get in trouble.
But this is the song "A Boy Needs a Dog." There you go.
A boy needs a dog, even just for a day.
Just keep singing that Beyonce song. And then at home, we got the animals watching Dr. Ivan Crank on the TV. It's like a parody of Jerry Springer.
I didn't know what this was. I just said, okay, Joe Rogan. But then after I saw it, like the second time he comes on the screen, it's like, oh, that's Jerry Springer's face and his hair and like the way he's like
glasses.
Yeah, that's Jerry Springer. What's the show called? Like
it's like Mr. Angry, Mr. Mean or something.
Benito Anger, something like that. Something like that, yeah.
But so Dr. Ivan Crank is this doctor who says he's looking for an animal to turn into a human, and that he's in Florida.
Yeah, because Jerry Springer's like, there's Jerry Springer. His real name is Barry Angry.
Very angry. That's right.
Because it's supposed to be like very you get it. It's like the whole thing is like, check out this guy who thinks he can turn animals into people, and then he's like, I have, and that's it.
So then Spot's like, oh my god, I need to get there. So he hops onto the car.
Yeah.
The Vanawago or whatever. Because we realize,
I don't know how we caught up with them. They've been gone for at least 30 minutes.
Because we just see him run, and then all of a sudden he's like right by the car and jumps on it. Leonard has his mom stop, and then he dresses up as Scott and says like, "Oh,
my family's also. Can I go with you?
We're both getting gas. That's so weird. Can I go with you?" And then the mom's like, "Well, I'm gonna have to talk to your family." So then he has to dress up as a mom,
a drag queen,
all these different
drag queen
members of his family.
This character. This is the power. What's his name? The actor's name. The real
Nathan
guy.
Lane.
This is Nathan Lane using his Juilliard training. I don't know if it was Juilliard.
Musical theater background.
This is him going character to character, bit by bit, recalling. It probably took a while to do this. I don't know, but like it's crazy. This man's crazy.
So then the mom's like, "Okay, your family said you can go." So then
she said, "I always was gonna let you go. I just wanted to see your family." He gets so mad.
And also when like she just keeps pointing out like, "I have that dress in the car and that lipstick."
The earring.
Yeah. And he's like, "Oh my god, that's so funny." Anyways.
He just wants to like get this over.
We jump into another musical number, which is A Whole Bunch of World, which is the Alaska, Arizona, blah, blah, blah.
Now, what's better? This or your little three freaks from the WB?
Your little three freaks.
Your little three freaks. Who's better?
Probably Animaniacs. But this was fun. And also, there's a little hint of, like, because Spot is like, oh my god, another song. I'm starting to feel Von trapped. Because another musical reference
the hills are alive.
Sound of Music.
I wanna be a boy.
He really said, I hate these singing bitches.
Only I can, but he starts the first song.
Yeah.
Ew, there's that shot when they do the whole, like, Arizona, Alabama. I think that's the Animaniacs version.
Yeah.
But, where Scott is a cow, like, we see a cow getting milked, and then it's Scott's face. And I said, this is sick and twisted.
So then we have Florida. They arrive, and Scott, whatever, tells Leonard that he wants to find Dr. Crank. He's like, that's why I'm here.
I don't understand when he, like, because they're at the beach. I also think the bit is funny where it's like, they said it was going to be sunny. And then it, like, just opens up to, like, a sunny sky. I'm like, that's funny. I don't understand the bit where, like, they're at the beach and he's telling him why he's here. But, like, every time he's like, and so I was gonna, and then, like, something loud happens. And I'm like, what's the point? I think it's funny, but, like, what's the point?
It was just chaotic. This whole movie is so quickly paced. It felt like an acid trip. Like,
it's just bit after bit after bit.
Yeah. It was, and it's a little over an hour, and it just goes so quickly. I think
an hour 20.
What the hell? It was a lot.
No,
it was
for
so
real.
Chaotic.
This, I can only imagine what the show felt like because this was insanity.
The show was probably
exactly like this.
I don't know. I'll have to watch an episode.
We will eventually.
So Leonard is like, I don't think that's a good idea. And then the TV later they see.
Because we skip back to Jolly and Mr. Pretty Boy.
They see on the TV that Dr. Crank is a fraud. So then they're like, we have to go get Spot now and help him. And that's the song Small But Mighty.
Small. Well, when you're small and... I love... There's these, like, sequential bits with Jolly and Pretty Boy where Jolly, like the first... When they're watching the Jerry Springer knockoff with the lady with the fat ass. Mm-hmm. Good for her. She just wrecks that house. But when they're like, he makes hideous creatures like this, it was a very SpongeBob-ish bit where it's like zoom in, hideous, disgusting looking animation or something, and then it's just going like them screaming, and I'm like, oh, this is funny. This is good.
And they're staying with this old ass woman who can't see.
She's a pet sitter, but she's like blind.
Yeah, so like they get a couple of other animals to like pretend that they're Jolly and Pretty Boy, and he's like, they're like, I love her, but she can't.
Yeah, she's
see.
like, her heart's in the right place.
Yeah.
Oh, and then there's a bit where like I don't know what Pretty Boy is saying, but like he's like mid sentence, and then he's like, "Don't you want to go?" or something, and then like Jolly's just like screeching. Yeah, I don't know. There's the timing of these bits are really funny.
We have Spot and Leonard. They're looking for Dr. Crank. They think it's this big tech place.
Yeah, because the address is 666 something.
Yeah, and they have the wrong address. Then they find this old shitty shack
in the swamp.
Yeah, and that's where he is. So they meet Dr. Crank, and we have the song Ivan Crank. Mm-hmm. And then, wouldn't you know
Which starts with him, like, doing the, like, kissing behind, like... I'm like, what is this?
Make out reef. Spot is turned into a man.
A hot man. I literally wrote why they have to make him look this hot.
So the whole thing is he's now not a boy, he's a man because of
the dog years. Which is funny because they meant like it's everything that they mentioned comes back in a certain way, which I think is really good of this movie.
There's some good payoffs here. Yeah, so it's multiplied by 7, so now he's this old ass man who looks like he should be going out with Juan to the gay bars.
He sure does. Yeah. Well, because and then Scott's whole thing is like you've been experimenting on like reptiles and insects, which is why they aren't human, but if you do a mammal, then it'll be more likely to succeed. And so that's why he gets actually turned into a human and not this weird like baby monster.
Hybrid, like the alligator and the mosquito.
Yeah, Adele, the mosquito.
Yes. So the doctor locks them up, and then who shows up? It's Ian.
This little nasty freak.
Ian shows up and he's like, yeah, I could get you out. And then
he's like, what's in it for me?
And then afterwards he like programs all the toilets at Buckingham Palace to flush at the same time.
Yeah. To like shoot water.
Oh, fun little bit. And then they're like, oh, we're going to need some money because I need to be shopping for clothes. Where are we going to get money? There's a lost dog. So, with the reward for $100. That's not a lot for a lost dog.
No, but they were fucking rich. They said, we're rich.
I know. Yeah. Like, because later on, so...
Oh, so the bit pays off because they find the dog.
Which I did like the Twilight Bark reference.
Oh, yeah.
It is very alluding to like 101 Dalmatians, Lady and the Tramp, where they're like, don't you know about the Twilight Bark? Like, if I just howl...
It's like how we all communicate.
Yeah, they're going to communicate. So they end up finding the dog who has puppies. So they bring all those over to the owner, and the owner's like, I'm going to give you $100 for each puppy as well, so you're going to get $500.
Well, first it sounds like he's not going to pay him. He's like, but I'm not going to give you $100. And they're like, what?
So they end up saying they're rich. I'm like me when I get my paycheck every other Friday.
When I go, I am rich.
I'm rich.
And then you get a flat tire, and then you have to spend $900 on tires. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Did you get new tires?
Yeah, I did.
You did?
I paid a pretty penny. I said, if I'm going to, as you said, invest.
It's an investment.
I'm going to get top of the line. So I got Michelin brand.
Okay.
The Bugatti
Did you go to Discount
of
Tire?
tires. Yeah, I did.
Yeah, they're good. Yeah, good for you.
I'm
proud of you.
I went in.
Good for you.
And you know what's next?
A bed.
A bed.
Okay, good. We have the song Take the Money and Run, where they're on their shopping spree with that money. And then Mom meets Scott Manning, the human version.
Scott Manley Manning.
Yeah, of Spot/Scott. They say his name is... Oh, someone needs a new phone case. So they say his name is Scott Manley Manning. It's a common name. There could be multiple Scotts that you know.
I know a Manning.
And then he ends up on a date with her.
This was sick and twisted. When he walked in and like met the mom for the first time, I'm like, if they start flirting, if they start fucking flirting, I'm gonna make lose it. And guess what this entire next 20 minutes is about? Yeah,
they're on a little date, and then Spot realizes like, oh my god, that's how I'll like stay in the family and everything.
Yeah,
we can still hang out.
I'll be your stepdad.
I'll be your new dad. And Leonard's like, no. And he gets really mad. He tells him to leave. He's like...
He said, I'm
not your master anymore.
He pulls the... I
don't want to play with you anymore.
Oh my god. Trash. No, he does the... I bought that collar and tag with my own allowance. Give it back. And I'm like, he's still wearing it? He just has a choker.
And then we have the song I'm Moving On. Meanwhile,
it's just a grill, it's just a greasy spoon.
We have Pretty Boy and Jolly arriving in what they think is Florida, but it ends up being Cuba, which is fun.
Wait, really?
Yeah.
I didn't pay attention for like a split second, and this is what I missed?
Yeah, they get there on the beach and they're like, we're finally here. And then it's a guy talking in Spanish, saying, welcome to Cuba. And then they're like, oh, we were so close. Like, they literally say, so close. Or, like, missed it by that much or something. And then they eventually do finally arrive in Florida.
Oh, is that when they're on, like, at that landfill thing?
Yeah, they have to go through, like, the sewers or something. And so they finally arrive in the real Florida, and they help Leonard realize that he should support Spot's dream of being a human.
Because the whole thing in this movie, the whole tension is, like, what's his name?
Leonard?
The white kid. The literally white kid.
Leonard.
Leonard is like, I want a dog. You're supposed to be my dog. And I'm like, and then obviously Scott's like, but I want to be a man.
Yeah. There's this weird thing, I think with men especially, again, it's like man's best friend, a boy and a dog, it's the whole thing. There's this weird thing of like, I want to be your master and control you like a dog. Because I'm just like, me and Marty are best friends. I'm not like...
Does he have separation anxiety?
I'm not like in charge of him. I mean, sure. But my mom's home right now. He's with us.
He's fine.
Yeah, he's fine. My family went to lunch on Sunday. And I was like, no, I'm just going to stay with Marty. Also because I don't want to leave the house. But I was just like, I'll just stay here.
Word.
And you know what? The food, because they brought me back food.
Mediocre.
Wasn't great. And they said their food wasn't that great either.
Where'd they go? Name it.
They went to Barrio Queen.
Oh!
Marketplace.
I knew it! Barrio Queen is shit!
I just hate when, like...
Gentrified Mexican food?
Yeah, when they're like, we're doing street tacos and stuff. And I'm like...
You're in a building.
I hate when, like, a menu... When, like, I feel like I'm a bother if I'm just asking for, like, a bean burrito. Yeah. Because all their burritos were, like, meat and rice and shit. And then... There was no, like, black... I was like, I'd rather go to Taco Bell and get black bean tacos. I had to try the cactus tacos, like the nopales. Mm-hmm.
Were they slimy?
Which was fine, but I'm like, I wouldn't get this again. I ate it because I was hungry. And then I tried their beans, and it's like black beans and like Oaxaca cheese. It was like, and I'm like, I love Oaxaca. Nacho Libre was filmed there, and I love that. But like, even the beans, like, I was like, I'd rather eat a can of like Bush's black beans.
You're sick.
They felt weird, and I was like,
I don't blame you. That's my whole thing with like Mexican food. It's like people are like, why do you not know any good Mexican food places? I'm like, because I eat that shit at home. Where it's good.
Well, yeah, and a lot of it is just like this is like when we went to Cafe Rio. It's like, no, I don't want fucking enchilada sauce.
I don't want your weird enchilada style anything.
It's
not enchiladas. I don't want a fucking burrito drenched in fucking sauce. Homie.
I'd rather go to Taco Bell because they give me like what I want. You know.
They're like, this is what it is. There's nothing bougie about it. Just eat it, and I'm like, I love that.
Yeah.
But no, I hate, it's completely wild tangent, but I hate Mexican food restaurants because they're always a letdown. I think it was Spider King that was like, we also have elotes, and I'm like,
they do, yeah, they had it on their menu.
I'm like, I'll kill you. I'll kill everyone in this branch. The line cooks are in on it, so I'm gonna take them out.
Yeah. Or like have you had backyard taco?
No.
Oh, my dad and I had it once, and it was just like a letdown. I was like,
like, if you're gonna go to a Mexican food place, go to the sketchiest looking, like, Mexican place. Like, that shit's gonna be bomb.
That's why I like Mango's. That's just a little place.
It's just a little place.
And
you know it's run by Hispanic people because there are children behind the counter.
There are children.
There's child labor.
Running around in there, and I love that. Anyways,
there aren't children, actually. Like, it's just, like, young adults.
No,
like
but
teens.
there's, like, there will just be a lot of families there.
Yeah. It's, like, it's run by a family, so it's, like, the kids.
Well, and there'll just be, like, kid customers running around, and I'm like, honestly, live.
They said the bathroom is through the kitchen.
Yeah. Yeah, when we went, and that kid was, like,
I don't know where the bathroom is.
By us and not saying anything, just like looking around. And I'm
well,
like,
because the
should
thing
I tell them where the bathroom?
The thing with Mango's is like they have all these fake doors.
Yeah.
So I think I saw them literally trying to move.
It's like you're in the Monsters Inc. factory there. Fake doors. Anyways, so they tell Leonard like you should support him, whatever. And so Leonard's like, you know what? I'm gonna get turned into a dog.
So.
Because that's the way to fix this.
Yeah, he can fuck my mom, but then I can be his favorite thing. I'm like, baby, that's not how it works.
So Spot finds this out, and then he goes to save Leonard, and then it is exploded by the laser?
Yeah, so...
At first.
Leonard they basically overload the laser. Ivan, what's his name? What's the mad scientist?
Ian?
The mad scientist.
Oh, Ivan?
Yeah. Ivan gets turned into, I think, is a rat. Yes, because Jolly chases after him. Mm. And then, the machine blows up, and so does Scott. Scott's dead.
No, and then he becomes a dog again.
Because the laser goes off, Mm-hmm. The laser goes off, and he blue fairies himself back to life. I'm like, what in the regen? Like, what is happening?
It was interesting. Like, I literally just said, is exploded by a laser? Okay, cool. He a dog again. And then they sing, proud to be a dog.
And then it's over.
And then that's the end of the movie. And
literally,
the credits go, teacher's pet.
And then we get, like, some little, like, you know, the mom wins the Nito Award. The laser also was called Nito.
Oh, I turned that off. I didn't see that.
Oh, no, it has like a post-credit, like pictures of, like, what happened afterwards. And so, like, everyone's life is happy.
I turned it off.
No, this movie's fucking wild. It literally is like, here's the movie, here's a bunch of bits, and then it's over.
Interesting. Okay, we'll go ahead and read some IMDb reviews for us.
IMDb.
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 Okay,
I wanna be a boy.
I wanna be a dog. That's what he should have sang. So I have 2 reviews. I chose the ones that weren't the longest because people wrote dissertations on this fucking movie, I swear to God. Here's the first review. A new twist on the Pinocchio tale. Teacher's Pet is a full-length movie based on the television show of the same name. I have never seen the show. Though, after watching the movie, I wouldn't mind seeing it. I wouldn't mind seeing more. The story begins with a parody of Pinocchio, and where the blue fairy brings him to life.
Apparently, Spot the dog longs to become a real boy, as well as his dream illustrates his old desires. What? Oh, odd desires. LOL. But considering the dog can talk and has been attending school disguised as a boy, this is a very surprising dream. What is surprising is that eventually Spot learns about a mad scientist who claims he can turn dogs into people. And Spot soon learns he wanted something and having it aren't exactly the same. Wow. The synopsis, great. I chose this one specifically for this moment. The art style of this film is a radical departure from Disney, which is basically
said it's okay to be ugly.
This looks like fucking madness, and I appreciate how Gary Basement's art style is realized in the movie. I love how in the backgrounds look like they're painted on canvas. Like there's a little a woven texture that you see like on canvases, or like when you see a canvas painting like with acrylics, you can see all the little bumps, and you can see all of that in the background work. So I'm like, this is wild. Like, sick. I don't know how they animated this, but it's crazy. I'm pretty sure they use computers. As for the story, it's rather simple, but it's quite enjoyable, well made, and well worth seeing. Go watch this movie on acid. I want someone to watch this movie on hard drugs. It'll be crazy. Here's my second review. Good family movie. This was a very funny movie. I took my 11-year-old. Did I mention she's pre-adolescent? Prepubescent. Did I mention she's pre-adolescent? Weird flex. Daughter, and didn't know what to expect. We both laughed so hard throughout the whole movie. There's a lot of humor both for adults and kids, so everyone has lots to laugh. There are subtle and not so subtle references to old gag lines from old movies. Well, not so old, parentheses. But most adults will recognize one of the running gag lines in the movie as reminiscent of the first airplane film. What?
Oh, okay.
Is there an airplane bit? I was very pleased there was no bad language or inappropriate stuff. I'm pretty conservative. Ooh. And I got a kick out of all of it. Love the house. What? Love the house number of the mad scientist house. Oh, yeah. I do like his house. His decorum is very pretty. I'm not telling. This movie is played like a Broadway musical. Broadway looks just like this. Lots of let's stop a minute and do a musical number kind of stuff. It was a hoot, frankly, and very well done, I might add. Kudos to the creative team that put this one together. Might we see this again? Hope so.
And then we didn't.
I chose it because she just put, I checked my 11-year-old. Did I mention she's pre-adolescent? Daughter? I'm
what
like,
a weird thing to
are
say.
you trying to whore out your daughter?
What a weird thing to say.
I was like,
I think maybe they were just saying it to be like it was appropriate for everyone.
But she's 11. She didn't have to say pre-adolescent.
I don't know. Anyways, we don't have any tweets, but I looked on
prepubescent.
I looked on Letterboxd and someone said, "This is really the most surreal movie I have ever watched. The dog dates the mom and could have potentially fucked her. David Lynch wished he made this movie." I'm glad it's not just us that felt like,
this is a little weird.
Is going on?
This movie's fucking crazy.
The story of Reverse Furry.
Oh my god. True.
Scott had the right idea that mom is so hot. Awooga, awooga. Someone said, it rules. I don't even mind the transphobic undertones.
Where?
I was thinking about that too. Well, just the idea of like, he becomes a man and then he decides to go back. I'm surprised conservative Sally over there didn't go, this is proof that kids shouldn't be transitioning because they don't know what they really want.
They don't know what they want.
It's like,
they could turn to be a 50-year-old man.
He's a dog. Calm down. What are your thoughts on this? Your final thoughts? What would you give it out of 5 stars?
I'm itching my titties.
Okay.
Trash is here. What I would give it? What I would give? What? I would give it 3.
I also am giving it 3.
I think it's enjoyable. I think it's fun.
Short.
I think it's short. I think if I were like on drugs, because I didn't have a thing last night. I wasn't on a, bender. This weekend was too crazy for me. I think this would be so funny. I laughed. I legitimately had moments where I laughed.
Yeah, it's
because I was like, this is weird.
But it would be really weird
on a drug, not heroin. Like a hallucinogen, like an acid, or like a shrooms, or like maybe like...
I've said it before. Acid would chew you up and spit you out. You're not gonna do acid.
You don't think I'd survive?
No.
I'd go comatose, you're right.
No. Yeah, I think 3, like, nothing to put it into that 3.5 category where it's like, it did something new, it did...
No, because this is very, like... This is very The Doug Movie. It feels just like a long episode.
This is better than the Doug movie.
This is better than the Doug movie for sure. Better than Recess taking the 5th grade.
Well, that's just some episodes.
It's just into a movie.
Yeah.
But it's in that same... It almost teeters on like full-length film or like collection of episodes put together into one thing.
Yeah.
But it was good. It was great.
Had fun. Yeah, I'll give it 3. And now, let's give a shout out to the one, the only...
Iris is in the club tonight. Iris is our podcast artist. You can see her beautiful work every time we start this podcast, pretty much. But yeah, go support her on Instagram and Twitter. You can follow her, see what she's into, what she's doing. At Twitter and Instagram at Creamsicle Panda. And I don't know if she's doing anything with Patreon, but fuck it. Follow her on Patreon at patreon.com/creamsiclepanda. Keep up with her and you'll know about her life. Let's just put it that way. Stay in touch with your friends. Send a text every once in a while that says, you up? But it's like 3 p.m. It's weird. It'll throw people off.
Yes, exactly. And then, follow us at Planet Weird Pod, Instagram, Twitter. Leave a review. That would help out a lot on Apple Podcasts and Spotify if you haven't yet already. Sign up for our Patreon if you want video versions of these regular episodes, or if you want bonus episodes where we're talking about Disney Channel shows. Like I said, flash forward for September, and then October is going to be the famous Jet Jackson. Why are you texting me?
Oh, the pictures of the reviews.
I thought you were trying to text our bosses, and you texted me instead.
No, but I almost was like, I was about to click the chat that I started with, and I was like,
and send them the reviews.
Yeah, send them random reviews.
Here's some reviews of Teacher's Pet. Anyway, yeah, Patreon. So $5 will get you the video versions of this, and then as you move up, you'll get more and more bonus stuff. Thank you to the people that already support us over there. Very much appreciated.
Thank you for sticking around with the changes. Yes. As far as I know.
Yes. Thank you. So, and also $5 and up, you get a shout out on Patreon. We also support any, if you're just giving $1, thank you so much. We appreciate it. But here are $5 and up shout outs. Thank you. Aisa Yusuf, Grace Worspan, Alexa Pratt, Emily Palmer, Whitney Harris, Jared Van Leeuwen, Jose Contreras Jr., Enrique Buenrostro, Natalie Hernandez, Lindsay Britt, and Ivy.
Gotta be a boy.
Gotta be a boy. Okay. And
I think I do a very good Lindsey Graham impression.
Lindsey Graham.
What's his name?
Do you know who Lindsey Graham is?
Is she a politician?
Yes. It's a shitty ass politician.
Oh.
Nathan Lane. Merch. Click the link in the description. We got merch. We got shrimpy pins, Raven pins.
Dude, get these fucking shrimpy pins. They're lit. I love the shrimpy pin you made.
Thank you. Gonna work on some spooky pin for next month. If it's, I know it's still hot, but as it gets colder, we do have a couple.
Some may hope. Some may hope it gets colder.
Of our cool like Scooby Doo style designs that Juan did a couple years ago. We have like a long sleeve shirt and a sweatshirt up in the store, and they're half off right now. So you might as well get one if you missed out on the original run. Go get one.
Make it into a fucking crop top. That's what we did.
Yeah, you can do whatever you want with it once you buy it. I don't care.
Upcycle it. Make something crazy out of it.
Anyways, and as we told you, next month, spooky episodes, Under Wraps 2, Paranorman, and Hocus Pocus 2. So if you watch any of those, send us your thoughts, tweet at us, DM us, whatever. Email us, podcastingplanetweird@gmail.com. Thank you for tuning in.
Even if you just say, I don't know about this one. That's valid.
Yeah. Thank you for tuning in. Hope everyone is doing well. Don't worry, darling.
Don't worry, darling. I won't spit on you.
Don't worry, darling.
Don't worry, darling. Florence Pugh is doing just fine.
Yeah. All right, bye.
Goodbye.